let's
Go to
discuss
town on this?
Yeah, go to town on this.
Oh,
Let's talk Barbarian.
yes.
Corey, what are your current thoughts on Barbarian?
She's really good. She's very good. I think she's very slept on right now. But the weird thing about her is people, I think, try to build her into a tank just because she's classified as a tank for some reason. She's actually an assassin. I don't really care what anyone's going to try and tell me, but she's an assassin that has a very large health pool. That's really what she is. The Hammer of the Ancient spell, if you spec into it, is the second hardest hitting spell in the game with a cooldown of 1 second. So if you want to run the numbers on that, she hits hard. And basically, I wouldn't really call her an initiator. She's actually really somebody who would like to have an initiator on her team to start a team fight, and then she singles somebody out, leaps in on them, slams down a few hammers, they're dead. Anyone's dead. At least that's how I've had the most effectiveness playing her.
I've played with him a lot, and he's seen a lot of success doing so, so I cannot argue, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'll talk about last night, if nobody wants to talk about last night, where Corey did terrible things to my Tychus.
I actually did focus you down quite a bit because
I know,
you were the best target, I think, at the time.
My team forgot that, they have damage heroes that need to be protected. And so Corey would just leap right onto Tychus, and I was like, team? And they're like, so we're chasing that guy. And I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna deal with this barbarian.
That guy.
I'm gonna deal with this barbarian. Oh wait, I'm dead. And so every single fight, barbarian would leap on me, get 2 slams in, and then get a Q back in, and then 2 slams in, and I'd be dead. And it was just, there was nothing I could do about it. Barbarian's really strong at assassinating back-end targets using that leap.
Yep. And I think that's, in my opinion, the best way to play her. But I don't know if you guys have seen anything else from other Barb players, but I don't really... I think that's how the Barb that was on the Icy Hot's team was playing, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's exactly how. I was about to bring up that game.
Go ahead. Yeah, because you guys played against that Barb once, so maybe you have a bit of experience there.
Yeah, I mean, once they realized how powerful Malfurion Silence really is at controlling a team fight, that Barb was just gunning for me, and like you said, it's good at zoning one person out of the fight. And that's how we were playing Barb pre-patch too, just having Wrath of the Berserker back when it was decent. But now with Heroic Leap, she's got a little even better chase, and like you said, the W, when you build into it. It's something that we've talked about a lot. I don't know if on Town Hall at least, but the classification for heroes are really skewed right now. Like, when you look at the assassins, you've got someone like Illidan.
It was almost like a tank.
It was almost like a tank,
in some ways, yeah.
You got someone like Zeratul. You got someone like Raynor, and you got someone like Raynor and Vala, and then you got someone like Kerrigan. These are all 5 completely different heroes, yet they're all classified as an assassin. Or not, Barbarian's not even considered an assassin.
Kerrigan is way more of a tank than Barbarian is.
She's not even...
I would agree with that.
Way more of a tank than Barb is.
Like, these 5 heroes are completely different, yet they're all classified as a hero or an assassin. And then you look at Barbarian, when you compare her to the other tanks, doesn't play that way. The classification of heroes is very... It could be very confusing to newer players when you're
misleading for sure.
Like, oh, a tank, let's play Barbarian. Wow, this is really bad compared to Diablo.
Yeah,
this isn't
exactly.
A good tank.
I would be upset. I would just consider that character crap because it's like, oh, why am I dying so quick?
Yeah. I see people build into Whirlwind. I think I probably played, I don't know, maybe somewhere between 5 and 10 games yesterday. I maybe used the spell 3 times. Honestly, like, it's sometimes good to clean up a creep wave that you're on, but more often than not, you don't want to spend your fury on that. So it's like you want to keep your fury as high as possible for any potential team engagements that might show up. And it's like, oh well, I'm going to drain a quarter of my mana bar just to kill these creeps. It's not, you don't even need to do that. I don't know.
Let's theorycraft things they could do to make that better. Like, what if Whirlwind made you move like 25% or 15% faster, 25%?
Well, here's the thing: when she her trait is when she casts an ability, they changed it now, she moves 10% faster.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, well, she already has that. She can already outchase a lot of people. Does she need extra move speed?
Like Corey said, she's good at initiating and then pinning someone out of a fight. There's no, unless what about Whirlwind would you'd have to change the way she's played.
No, hold on. You said she's good at initiating. I don't think she's really that good at initiating at all.
No, I would prefer to have an initiator. She's good at picking someone out and killing them really fast, but
yeah,
she doesn't want to be the first person to leap in. I don't think so.
Yeah, definitely not.
I would prefer to have like a Stitches pull, and then everyone tries to chase to save. I leap on the person in the back, kill them instantly.
Hey, that's exactly what happened last night.
That's how I've been having some success there. So,
And I mean, your Barb was going against 2 damage characters at once. It was a Tychus and a Demon Hunter, and you know, with that lifesteal, with everything else, it didn't matter that you were going against 2 people, because you need some sort of CC, and you're probably going to be in a lot of trouble because you can't close that gap as easily after you've already kind of made it. But you know, I think that's like the biggest issue is that if you do get CC'd, you know, if a Barb is trying to go for the back and all of a sudden everybody in the team turns around and you know, eliminates the Barb, that's pretty easy. But if there's just a little bit of disassociation, miscommunication, wow, I can't talk, in that team in which there's only 2 people going after that one person and they're both squishy, they're going to just be eliminated.
but yeah, I would prefer to have an initiation happen before she goes in. But that's just my preference. Maybe it's possible to play her as an initiator, but I found that I just got nuked down really fast anytime I did that. But, what was it? We had a question. We brought up a question and then got sidetracked, but I don't recall what it is. Oh well. Do we want to do the talents? How to build her?
Talents.
Yeah.
2 talents.
Okay.
Do it to it, Jake.
Bring it up. Level 1. I've actually been taking Path.
Ooh.
Just to sort of build up her tankiness. Actually, if you run the numbers, the life steal on the hammer is not good. Because you actually, like in the later levels, you have more health than you could possibly... If you drained your whole mana bar hitting somebody, you couldn't get that health back that you would have with Path. So it's actually just better to have that health at the beginning of the fight than try to steal it back. And most fights, you're not even going to get 5 slams. Like, the fight will usually be over by the time 5 slams happen. Or you're chasing somebody and you're not really in the fight anymore. In terms of the other 2, maximum Fury to 150. Again, like I said, most fights don't last long enough right now. If the meta changes to be a bit more pokey, maybe we'll see a need for that. And I think the Barb that was running on the Icy Hots team was running the Shot of Fury. But I tried to run it a few times and just wasn't enjoying it that much. I didn't see the need for it. Usually I can build up enough Fury laning for any team fights. But
I personally prefer the Shadow Fury or whatever.
yeah.
It just, there's sometimes you're just like, oh, hey, if I had Fury, I can make something happen here. And it's kind of just like, oh, hey, this gives me Fury.
Well, the Spear does too, and I think the Spear is actually bugged. It says it's only supposed to give you 20, which is, you know, a fifth of the bar. But next time you see a Barb hook somebody, pay attention. It does more than half of your bar. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not sure what it is, but like usually the hook will sustain you enough if you're chasing after somebody.
Maybe like it gives you a base amount already, and then the talent just increases it by whatever the number says. Maybe that's how it's working.
Could be. Yeah, I'm not sure, but it seems to give more than the tooltip suggests. Which
Well,
I'm okay with. It's
nice.
nice.
You get Fury for what? For hitting things as well as...
Yeah, hitting things with your auto, hitting things with the spear. It says it's supposed to give you 20, but I think it gives you more. And then I think that's actually it, I think. The heroics don't cost Fury. Well, if you run Wrath of the Berserker, that has its own like Fury generation mechanism built into it. But yeah, those are the only 3 ways to build Fury.
All right, so level 4.
Yeah. This one's you have to take the hammer damage, in my opinion.
You're on ETC.
Oh, yeah.
How did you get to ETC?
That's impressive.
I don't know.
Hello, game production.
I actually have no idea.
You clicked
just
the little
tabbed
arrow.
over it,
must
a
have
little
been,
tab
yeah.
arrows on the side there.
Yeah, I didn't realize I clicked it.
You have to take the hammer down. 150% damage on the hard hitting spell. You have to do it. Focus attack doesn't make sense because you're almost never hitting people with your auto attack in battle.
Her auto attack is incredible. Is almost as bad as Diablo's too. It's like really slow, got a long wind up, and hardly ever hits anything.
Yeah, I think she's one of the heroes that gets more attack speed, like a decent buff to attack speed as the game goes on. But you don't really want to be attacking people too much in battles. You want to be hitting with the hammer and spearing them, basically.
You don't want to be attacking nothing. You just want to be killing them.
Kill them.
Until someone busts out a good whirlwind build, you gotta take that.
Yeah.
100%.
Agree. Yep.
No discussion there. It's gotta be out.
I agree.
Okay, 7. Here I've actually been taking Poison Spear. I could see arguments to build your sustain up a little bit more with the healing. You take, I think it's like a trigger it, and you take 10% of your or you take some of your fury away and you gain 10% of your health, or you could take block. Again, fights tend to be I go in and I either get nuked and die, or I nuke them and they die. So there's not really a whole lot of auto attacking going on.
But
So
seismic slash.
I can
That's
see
where
that being
I'm-
good for like wombo combo comps, but
I guess. Okay.
I don't know.
You're surprised
I find
that
it weird
they-
you don't get that.
I think that the AOE is a lot smaller than you guys give it credit for.
Even
It's
then,
pretty
though,
big. It cleans up creep
yeah,
waves
it's
like in a
good for
second.
pushing, and then in team fights, people are going to get clumped up. I mean, no one just plays perfectly spread out. There's going to be, any splash damage is good, and it's 100% damage.
Well,
so.
here's the thing: the spear is, when you talent it like this, actually becomes just as strong as one hammer hit too. It does a sizable amount of damage when you talent into it. So I mean, I can, if the AOE was a little bit larger on the seismic slash, I can see running it, but that one's definitely up for debate.
Unless Heroes Fire's talent builder is wrong, it only does 160 damage. It seems to be consistently half the damage of hammer.
Really, let me
Yeah.
double check this.
And then you're doing a quarter. You're doing half of that, so you're doing a quarter damage of the hammer.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm a bit.
Oh yeah, Heroes Nexus is not matching up with Heroes Fire.
Heroes Nexus is the website I use.
I'd have to play with it more, but I've always been a get the splash damage on the W, and
Yeah.
I've always done that. It just kind of seemed like
Heroes Fire is it says 70 plus 9 per level, and then Spear it says it says 79 plus 9. So I don't know why it states 250. Does it give a base amount for like the level you're at? I'm not sure, but
I don't know. Okay.
maybe I'll have to play with the Spear more.
yeah, I'll mess
Yep.
around with it more to see if I see more situations where it lines up. But typically, I'm singling somebody out, and it's more like I'm trying to chase this guy down, nuke him as fast as possible. So the more damage I can do to that single target, that's usually what I'm going for.
Got
But
it.
I'll try it. I'll try it more.
I mainly
That's
see it as the Q is only good versus single target, and that's about it. But the W can be good in a lot of situations, whether it's pushing or just AoEing people down in a team fight.
Yeah.
It's not like either are bad. I'll definitely have to play the Poison Spear more though, because I don't think I've ever taken it, to be honest. Always got the AoE on the W.
I consider them both being very good, but it's
Yeah.
stylistic, really.
Yeah, like I said, I'll mess around with the splash one more to see if I notice a lot of situations where I'm hitting 2 people at once or 3. But if I run it a bit more and I don't see that situation coming up, I'll probably continue to run Spear.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're going for more like single target ganking style, and the spear is obviously
Yeah.
better for that. So
Yeah.
Ultimates
Okay.
or heroic abilities.
Heroics. Yes. Definitely leap.
Yeah.
I did actually run Wrath of the Berserker for a long time before the tournament, and then just saw that everyone was running leap. It's like, oh, I guess I should give that a try again because I think they buffed it in the patch. And then noticing the ability that you have to just chase people, leap behind, kill people, like Kevin was saying, it's too good to pass up. 1.5 second stun. That's like it channels really fast. Also, fun wombo combo that we found. If Zeratul gets like 3 people into a void prison, you can leap. If you're close enough to the void prison when you start the leap and you leap up and land on top of it, it cancels. Or it doesn't cancel. It continues the animation after the prison wears off. So you'll hear whoa, and then the prison will be there. You'll land on top of it, and then prison will disengage, and you'll land the stun as soon as the prison disengages.
Oh wow.
yeah,
That's actually really
it's
good.
really good.
Yeah.
It works
It's
really,
really
well.
fun. Yeah.
We also found out, Corey, that if you hit Diablo Apocalypse at the same time you leap, the area that
Yes.
the people that you stunned will also get hit by Diablo Apoc
Yeah.
at the same time.
That's harder to coordinate, but that one.
Yeah,
is,
that's a little bit harder to do. Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can combo into that.
Yeah, I was surprised to see just because it's such a fast channeled, like I can move really far and stun anybody in this like area around her. 1.5 seconds, nothing to sneeze at. So
Yeah.
it's quite a good heroic
Thing to
ability.
sneeze at. I've never heard that.
Really?
Never heard that.
But yeah, Wrath of the Berserker. How do I? She
don't
just
like
has to
Wrath.
have. She can't get in. Like there's no way to get to the targets
Yeah.
that she wants to hit. She needs that mobility.
Well, that-
Yeah, she does hit harder, but it's
Yeah.
not worth it. It's not worth it.
It's definitely
It's definitely subpar
yeah.
in comparison.
I agree. Can't really make Wrath work right now.
Yeah.
Someone's got to open the eyes to a new meta for that to happen.
feel
Find a
like-
different play style with Barb.
Yeah, I feel like there'd be a composition that could make it work, but
if you're doing some weird jungling, because you can turn Wrath on, and as long as you have a way to generate Fury, you can keep it up indefinitely. There is no like
Yeah,
set
but you
amount
can
of
also
time
do
that it's up
good
for.
jungling with Heroic Leap as well.
Yeah, you
I
can.
think.
I'm not saying it's necessary for it, but maybe somebody will find a way to like really quickly, completely clear camps that were like impossible to do. Because I mean, she does have like a minion killer. You know, maybe it's possible. I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibility here, but as things are being played out right now, you need Leap.
Level 13.
13, I almost always take the spear range.
Yep,
You need it.
Yeah.
I agree with that too.
There's a lot of weird. There's some. I mean, if
No.
Whirlwind was better, then maybe.
No argument right now with the
30% spear range is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's very noticeable. I always run it.
Yeah, no argument here. You have to
Yep.
get spear range.
I think it's probably a no-brainer.
I mean, so there was the time when we were running Executioner builds on all the damage, and then we were getting Cyclone and Hamstring Spiral at the next tier, in which you'd have the huge Whirlwind as well as the slow that came with it. And that worked really well, but I mean, I'd rather Barb just be the.
If you're
jump
going to do
guy.
that, I'd rather have an Arthas in that situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or a Rainer.
Here's the problem: she doesn't have enough health. She has way less health than the other tanks, so she's just sitting in the middle. It's so easy to focus her down. I've tried to run it. I really have tried to run these Whirlwind comps, but she's too squishy. She's much tankier than the other assassins, but she's still too squishy to just run into the middle of a group and expect to live. It's not going to happen.
Level 16.
16. Here I jump between Stone Skin and Mystical Spear. Sometimes the mobility is nice. Depends on how the game's been running at that point. But then the extra health just to get you out of that situation that you put yourself in. Yeah, one of those two. Depends on how the match is running. But thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, obviously, Whirlwind, no, worthless.
I think this is more of like a judgment call. Are you getting burst
Yeah.
down really quick? If so, take Stone Skin. If you're wanting a bit more mobility, and then you're really bad at landing spears, get the...
I disagree. I would say if you're getting shot down pretty quickly, then get Imposing Presence, because that slows down attack speeds of those who attack you by 30%, or you're getting Spear.
So the spear that's the only way you can disengage with spear, right? You need that talent in order to disengage.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's also good for chasing, though.
Yeah.
If they're really far away, you can spear pull in and then leap on them.
Can you use the spear pull to travel like through bushes, like to go to another
Yep.
lane?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Wait,
It's a huge-
Wait, can you go across like gaps and edges with it?
Yeah, like for example, like standing behind like a Merc camp. There's always like that tree base behind them. You can always pull across and hit those like somebody in the Merc camp.
It's huge
and then
mobility.
go in.
Oh wait, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. I was just.
I just wanted to make sure.
95% of the time, I'd take the pull on hook.
Yeah, I think I would. too.
There
it's
are
great.
games where I need it, yeah, for sure, and I will take it if I see the situation arise more often than not where I wish I could just dash out basically. So that's definitely a solid one, and sometimes you just need the extra sustain in the fight, so you take Stone Skin. It really just depends on the match.
This is just like overall a pretty solid tier. So
Yeah,
level 20.
20 Resurgence.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
mean,
After that,
Resurgence.
after that game versus Icy Hots, I get Resurgence as much as I can.
it's so strong right
Plus-
now. I feel like they're going to change it because it is ridiculously good.
It's very, very good.
On top of that, she has actually a fairly low cooldown on Leap. I want to say it's
45
maybe
seconds?
45 seconds.
50
So
seconds,
it's like
something like that.
some heroes, they get killed, and it's like it's like a minute, 2 minutes before they can use their ult again. They're not really effective, even though they've respawned. She's gonna be, by the time she gets back to where the team is engaging, she's probably got her ult up, so that's good. Yeah, and the crater, it's like I don't know.
The crater's like
doesn't buff the ability really in any way. It's like you're gonna probably block your teammates more often than, or you're gonna block yourself off, and you're just gonna get nuked faster without your teammates being able to move to you to heal you. I don't know. It could work. I'm just not a huge fan of it.
Yeah, I can
Those
see
are my
Fury.
thoughts on
I
it,
can
sure.
see Fury being useful, but Resurgence is just better right now.
If that's
Icy Hots
stacked
games,
up,
man, I only go
if that's stacked up to build more Fury, or build her Fury bar up, then maybe. But I'm
Ooh.
almost positive it doesn't. Like we were talking about with
The
Arthas.
age-old discussion of last week when we just keep saying that if Fury would proc normal auto attack stuff, that would be so great. But it doesn't.
Yeah, because she'd be able to fill her mana bar up really fast. But yeah, I'm almost positive it doesn't. So yeah, that's it. That's That's how I build Barb. She's really good. Very much slept on.
Yeah, she's not.
A lot of people are like, "Oh, but we needed damage in this comp." Like, just play one game. You'll see. She hits real hard.
I don't know, when like building a perfect comp, I don't know what comps I would throw Barb into over other heroes, but I don't think she's bad at all. She's very good.
She will. I mean,
I
especially
wouldn't say she's top tier, but she's definitely.
No. But she's high tier for sure. As far as the.
I'd say she's I say she's up there.
I definitely play her high. After seeing the way you play her, she's so strong.
Yeah. All right, that's all I got.
All right,
That's Barb.
I completely agree.
she's good.
You experienced it firsthand last night, Kev.
Yeah, it was. Let me tell you, I could. I mean, if you were watching Elvine's stream, which you probably were, that's why you started winning. No, no, joking. But I mean, like I was getting really frustrated because Barb would come in, I'd be dead every single time until like eventually I was just not engaging at all and just staying at the very back of my team, waiting for that Barb to go in, and then I would go in. I would just, I mean, it would basically be my team was going into 4v5s until I saw Barb. And I was like, okay, Barb has gone in, now it's my turn.
You hear the call of the wild, and you're like, all right, now I go.
It was scary. Very scary.
She's actually a lot of fun too. I have a good chunk of fun playing her. She's probably my favorite hero to play right now. Surprisingly, I never. Last week I probably wouldn't have told you that, but yeah, I've been enjoying her quite a bit.